So the votes are in, guys. 90% of the preliminary vote participants are against Do Kwon's proposal to fork Luna. Big surprise. Not really. So in a tweet that went online yesterday, Do Kwon revealed the idea to restore the Terra environment. He published a thread outlining how the team intends to resurrect Luna and the steps they would take. And this is listed here on the Agro Terra Money website, pretty much outlining exactly what they plan to do and how they plan to do it. And as you can see, a lot of people hate it. Let's go find some juicy comments here. Not this one. Let's go. This is the plan. Like, I don't, handsome? Yeah, okay. The problem with your snapshot suggestion is that during the entire debacle, you did not tell anyone not to purchase Luna or UST. You assured people that everything was fine and that there was no cause for concern. People who bought the dip and tried to reinvigorate the project after this lunacy do not deserve to be left out high and dry. And that's true. I mean, I bought, you bought, everybody bought the dip to try to figure out, not to time the market, but probably just to support the project. And I mean, obviously, yeah, if you want to try to get in at a lower point, because nobody knew that it was going to go, all the way down to below, 1 cent and where it is now, which is, we've been hovering around here for quite a while, sitting at our resistance point. We've popped off support a couple times here, so not really moving too much. Zooming out. Oop, that was too far. Anyway, the previous Terra chain would be forked into a new chain without the algorithmic stablecoin, UST. The old chain will be tagged as Terra Classic, and the new chain will be called Terra, as we know it, Luna. But the preliminary vote of the Revival Plan 2 did not get the welcoming it expected. 90% of participants are against the Luna fork. So it's a crazy number. This is just a preliminary vote, but obviously you can see the sentiment, and this isn't going to happen regardless of, the vote's supposed to go on tomorrow. So obviously this is not going to pass. And to be honest, I highly doubt that Do Kwon and the rest of the foundation are going to agree on, the burn scenario. They've obviously been burning a bunch of Luna right now, but it's had a negligible impact on the price. We did see a spike somewhere the other day. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it, but either way, screw it. Yeah, as you guys know, a lot of you guys saw that spike, and it made a lot of people money. A lot of people got in at the bottom or around the bottom, and that spike happened, and then made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and good for them. But kind of leaves the people who got in at the top and were holding for a while, high and dry, which again sucks. And I apologize if you're in that situation. I feel for you. That's all I can say about that. I'm sorry. So Do Kwon proposed the idea of forking the Luna chain to revive it from the ashes. The Terra community seems to be voicing their opinions on the forum by dropping their ideas in the comments section. Some more juicy comments. We don't want fork. Burning and making it a deflationary token will be the best option for the whole community. And that's true, for the, like I said, for the smaller cats, us down here, it'll definitely help us out. But at the same time, it will definitely not help Luna, or at least Do Kwon and the whales. I hope the fork idea gets abandoned and that they do the burn method instead. So much more people will be happy. This will being Luna. Okay, that was terrible spelling. Luna back to top 10 with a higher market cap as all eyes are on this. So again, yeah, this is true. I mean, we obviously want them to burn the coins, but will that happen? Probably not. Time will tell. We haven't really heard too much on that side. It seems like Do Kwon and his team are doing everything that they can in order to salvage their position in the network and kind of screw us without seeing that we actually know what he's trying to do. I think that he may he's an egotistical narcissist. I mean, you've seen it from his other videos where he's talking crap about other projects and how he'd like them to fail, and it's funny when they fail, and it's kind of ironic that this one failed. So just based on his attitude and based on his ego, it seems like obviously he's trying to protect himself and his obviously he's trying to protect Luna as well, because this is an asset for him. This is his business, so he wants to see it succeed. However, he definitely doesn't want to put himself in a position where he loses a bunch of money and then ultimately the project fails. So going back to the chart, obviously we are not going to move from this area more than likely up until tomorrow when we have our vote. and it's no. So let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to wind up happening. I mean, if we get a no and everybody wants a burn, but he doesn't allow the burn, we're still back at square one, and we could potentially see, lower and come back down and test, previous support again, maybe more, oops, a little too far again. A little bit more substantial support over on this side, and maybe sit around there until we figure out, another revival plan that, seems or deems fit for all of us investors here who have lost money. Let's go back over to the comments over here. I want to read some of these. Well, Mr. Kwan, what about refunding all those who lost their life savings first? That's a good idea. So correct me if I'm wrong, but does this mean that at launch, anyone who purchased Luna post snapshot will receive 10% at launch and another 90% over 2 years? So realistically, we will end up with everything we were holding in 2 years' time. Where did he get that from? If this is the case, I'm okay with it, especially if this helps Luna gain more value, and I can see that. I mean, General Von Essen seems like he's a guy who just wants to see Luna succeed, which a lot of us did. It was probably, in essence, one of the most successful and lucrative projects that a lot of us, were in at the time, and we poured a lot of money into it because of that. People don't care about the new Luna. People run out of money for their family. Also, imagine locking the new Luna so people couldn't even sell. Should be a joke. I can see that. I can see why he might post something like that. This is an awful plan, and you have proved you should no longer be in charge. We need a community proposal to introduce a burning mechanism to Luna to restore confidence and bring on new investment. Anything short of this will be a waste of developer resources going forward. And this seems to be the average sentiment that everybody feels. They want a burning mechanism, which again is not going to be good for Do Kwon and the rest of the big whales out there. This is going to help us bring the price of Luna back up, and again, restore confidence and bring on new investments, because ultimately, Do Kwon has a huge following, and the whole project has a huge following. And I think that doing something like this, doing the burning mechanism at a large scale, yeah, it might hurt Do Kwon and the whales in the beginning, but it'll show sentiment towards us small investors that he actually cares, and will actually bring more investors into the project. Now, that could be complete bullshit. We don't know. I mean, a lot of people are probably going to take their money and run and try to recoup their losses as soon as the burning mechanism starts or increases, because again, as you guys saw, we did have a burning of a substantial amount of Luna, a couple days ago, and the price spiked and then it went straight down to the ground. So is that because people were selling Luna to get and recoup their losses? Could be. Is it because people who got in at the bottom managed to sell at the top? That could also be. It could be both. So issuing a new ecosystem cannot be a complete solution. Your foundation promised UST PEG. The people who believed in you after the attack may not be resolved in snapshots. And that's true. A lot of people thought that the UST PEG was on point. Again, people invested in the UST Luna PEG because they wanted security from the volatility of the markets. This was supposed to be somewhere that you put money in a safe manner. That way, you were protected. And that wasn't the case. So obviously, yeah, we have a bunch of negative sentiment on this survival plan, and 90% of people don't want it, and the other 10%, probably think they want it, but don't even know what a fork is. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Obviously, we could make new support tomorrow after we break, wherever we're at now. So it's not going to be great, but hopefully Do Kwon and the rest of the foundation kind of steps it up and does the right thing here to support, the smaller investors who in the beginning supported him and tried to build this Luna Foundation and the UST Foundation, Terra Foundation, up to where it was at, 100 plus. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, the notification bell. I'll be back tomorrow with another update on this. We'll kind of go over what's going on with the price, and if we've come out with a new revival plan. I'm sure Do Kwon is working on something else because he knows this isn't going to work. He knows that smaller investors aren't going to want to do this. But with that said, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow on DaVinci Trades. Thank you, guys.